All right, man, we back. Let's talk about some Lions. Let's talk about uh, Dan Campbell being the leading candidate rumored to take over the Detroit Lions as the head coach. Also talk about Matthew Stafford allegedly wanting to force a trade to be out of Detroit, and basically also talk about nobody wanting to coach in Detroit. So appreciate everybody for tapping in. Cam, what's going on, Cam Taylor? Karan, Ball, the Chief, salute. So yeah, I mean, it looking like it. People say, well, I thought Arthur Smith was going to go to Detroit, and we thought Rob Salah was going to go to Detroit. I mean, it didn't happen. I'm not convinced that Arthur Smith is going to be a great coach. I mean, Atlanta did kind of get to the Super Bowl with Dan Quinn, but he didn't seem to be a great coach. It seemed to be more about Kyle Shanahan. I don't know if Rob Salah is going to be a good coach. Just because he had a good defense in San Francisco, that don't mean you're going to be a great coach. You got offense, special teams, positional coaches to worry about. So, I mean, let's talk about Dan Campbell, man. But, yeah, salute to everybody that's coming to the building. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button coming through the building. But, Aaron Troy, salute. That shit don't make me no difference, dude. And like I said, I don't have no issue with Dan Campbell. He wasn't a defensive coordinator. He wasn't an offensive coordinator. Neither was Mike Vrabel, Brian Flores. John Harbaugh was a special teams coach. I mean, you see it with Jim Harbaugh. Just because he was a quarterback don't mean he was a great coach. What did Bill Belichick play? I don't even know if he played football. You know, you can go to Charlie Weiss. He didn't end up being a successful coach in the college ranks. Give me 1 minute. Everybody got this facade that you got to be a great coordinator to be a great coach. Not true. Not true at all. So, I mean, what if Dan Campbell do got the right energy? And then really he probably needs some help picking out his staff too. So, to be honest, this may be better than getting any other coach, because you can help Dan Campbell mold his staff. Really? Is he my number one choice? No. Out of the guys that they interview, I prefer Marvin Lewis. But I mean, just think about what was their criteria going into the search. Experience was the calling card. And then you come out here with a first-time GM. I mean, we done went through that already. Bob Quinn, Martin Mayhew, Tom Lewine, Matt Millen. All right, and then you come in with a first-time head coach. Last coach that I like they had was Gary Motor. So now we coming in with the same shit before. They didn't say we're gonna get an experienced head coach and experienced GM, or unexperienced GM and an experienced head coach. Honestly, it don't really sound too tempting for me to go spend my money on Lions tickets or apparel. But he seemed like an energy guy. He was a Lion for a few years. He understand what it mean. I mean, that was the real big sticking point for Rob Salah. He knew what it meant to the city to win. And so did Dan Campbell. Now, preferably, maybe they did go after more experienced candidates, and maybe they wasn't willing to pay the money, or, they weren't willing to give them full control, or they just didn't want the job. Remember, this was the least desirable job. People forget that. In every publication, even the Jets were more desirable than us. They got a young quarterback. I mean, Woody Johnson is one of the worst owners. But then again, he did make it to an AFC Championship game with Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez. It don't look good for Michigan football fans and Lion football fans on the surface. This could be a rumor. I mean, who knows? Oh, salute, Karan. Appreciate it. I am doing well. Appreciate it. Greg says, what's up? Honestly, man, I was hoping to get Marvin Lewis. He not a bad choice. Who is Dan Campbell? Well, John, he was a tight end for many years in the Detroit. Well, with the Detroit Lions for like 3 or 4 years. I mean, he came from Miami. He was assistant coach there, tight ends coach, assistant coach, tight end coach for New Orleans Saints. I mean, they seem to like him. Blame your boy Chris Spielman. Kendrick Smith, I was hoping he ends up being a good here, no matter the track record, just being good. Salute. Well, my neck on fire right now. Jesus, I'll be glad when I get this going through physical therapy. Kevin Hall says, I think this is a good pick, but I hope he gets a good defensive coordinator. Really, Lovie Smith will probably be the top name out there. But the Lions don't really have right now the personnel for Lovie Smith. If he was on the Saints, then he's a good. Well, we got Lombardi, and he wasn't a good coach here. He says he blames Stafford in so many words. But if you grade, that shows something. He said Dan Campbell turned that terrible Miami team into a decent squad. Dan Orlovsky seemed to like the pick. The emphasis on light skin is hilarious. What you mean? Frederick, salute. They saying Houston was a better job than Detroit. Yeah, it is. You got Deshaun Watson. No, apparently, and they don't have another 3 pick, but you got Watson. But apparently, it sounds like he might be staying. Jay Salute said, I wanted Marvin Lewis. I mean, what is the correlation between Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes? It sound like to me, and I'm not trying to say I like Dan Campbell. I remember he was here. It sound like to me they forcing Brad Holmes to take Dan Campbell. I mean, don't it sound like that to me? All of a sudden you hire Brad Holmes and then it's a situation where Dan Campbell's the guy. That's what it sounds like. The Lions job is actually the job. They got a lot of young pieces the young can build around. Yeah, I think it's better than the rest of the jobs, not named Atlanta and Jacksonville. For sure. Did the new GM pick? That's what I was just saying. It don't sound like it. What correlation do we got with Dan Campbell, excuse me? You know, you gotta ask yourself. Where do they have? All of a sudden, if they haven't interviewed them, formally, all of a sudden the front office loves Dan Campbell. They can't, I think they might interview, I don't know. Who knows? Deshaun Watson. They said I don't know. I heard you might want to stay. Barry and Chris Spielman got caught up in the Lion Kool-Aid. Not poison. It is what is. They talk good on outside, but once they get on the inside, the Lions, they just go another direction. Milton said Detroit probably will hire Saints DB as a defensive coordinator. Maybe somebody work with in Miami. Who knows? Dan likes the pick, but that's not saying much. What you mean Dan likes the pick? In the last few Saints cores ain't been good, but Brady. Talking about Joe Brady from LSU. I was wondering why they didn't give Rex Ryan an interview, because Rex Ryan only care about defense. He don't care about offense at all. Salute, Dwayne Boatwright. Got the right colors in there. Salute. Go blue. At least basketball, not football. Lots of chefs in the kitchen. It's hard to tell what the front office will do. True. Too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. I love being an Indian. MDC 5L. Hiring Dan Campbell ain't no Brad Holmes choice. I agree. Yup. And I just let you know everything you need to know right there. They picked the guy that they can control and handcuff. I'm telling you, they picked the guy that they can control. I know how this works. They picked the guy, which you have to keep Stafford. Have to keep this guy, and you have to keep this guy as scouts, and that's what happened. I'm telling you, if they hired Dan Campbell, because his name was ringing bells before Brad Holmes became a candidate, right? Excuse me. Get some water. His name was ringing bells before we even heard Brad Holmes. And this is basically the Lions being a mom and pop shop. We was questioning Detroit Weaver have the complete control, and we assuming. I don't like to assume, but that's all we can do right now until the Saints get put out the playoffs, which I don't like the Saints to lose this weekend. I like Saints to win. I like Packers to win. I like the Baltimore Ravens to win. I like the Chiefs to win. I always said this. I might have to sell the channel. If the Browns win the Super Bowl before us, I think I'm going to hang them up as a Lion fan. That's always kind of been my sticking point. I might end up giving the channel. If the Browns win the Super Bowl, I'm done. Because I've been suffering too long as a Lion fan to watch them motherfuckers. I don't have no issue with Cleveland, but you know what I'm saying? Orlovsky, they might as well just hire Dan Orlovsky as the GM. Shit. He says Dwayne said the conversation hurts only because these guys are like the place with the good burger. He said, but they got the ugly fries. Though you don't like the fries, you keep coming back for the burger. Fact, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. I was watching that with my girl the other day. I just love those movies, man. We had great movies coming up in the 90s. Mulan, the cartoon was dope. I still ain't seen the live action. I got Disney Plus. Heard they dropped WandaVision. I gotta watch that. I was praying that, Rex Ryan, nope, he cared too much about defense. And ain't knocking the hire, but why you go with another first time? And exactly, they said that they was going with experience. That's what they said. And then they kind of do the flash in the pan. Oh, we're gonna get Colbert, we're gonna get Snyder. They was never going to pay the price and give up the control to get Snyder or Colbert. I'm telling you that. The Fords are cheap as they cars. Only thing good they build is probably that Mustang and that F-150. The Fords are cheap like them cars. I'm a Chevy man, if anything, out of the domestic three, but that's what they want to do. They want somebody they can control. You're going to tell Colbert or Snyder coming, you got to keep Stafford or you got to hire Dan Campbell. Hell no. And then if Snyder come in, his guy want money, then you got to pay his guy price, his coordinator, his positional coaches. The Lions don't want to spend money. I'm telling you. The daughter is 70-some years old. She old as hell. She don't want to spend money. Rich, wealthy people don't want to spend money. Your average wealthy person that is, I'm going to say 50, I'm going to be nice and say 55 and above, they cheap. How do you think you become a billionaire? By being cheap. They want the Lions to turn a profit. That's it. If Jeff Bezos came in here and he committed to putting a winner out on the field, Jeff Bezos would the guy who on Amazon, he would leave no rock unturned. He would spend money, but spending money doesn't mean you're gonna bring a championship. Look at Dan Snyder with the football team. So that's just basically what it is. Snyder was never coming here. Never. The Lions did, for one, they didn't want to give up the money. For two, they didn't want to give up control. That's just what it is. Sheila ain't no different. Your average person, 55 or up, even that's kind of middle class, even though they're trying to destroy the middle class. Their granddaddy got a couple $100,000 put up, grandma, whatever. They're not trying to spend money. They don't buy Frosting Flakes. They buy Flakes and Frosted. They don't buy Tropicana or Simply Lemonade or Simply Orange. They buy Dr. Orange. They don't buy Sprite. They buy Lemon Lime. That's really how you become. That's how your habits start off, how you become wealthy or even rich or semi-rich, is saving money. Any entrepreneur out there, Coca-Cola, who started off, that company was funded by drug money. Go look that up. No matter a car, whatever, you start off building money by being frugal. That's how you're saving money up, not buying gym shoes, not buying bullshit, not buying buying a suit off the rack. That's how I started. Once you keep those habits for 5, 10, 20 years, they become embedded in you. You got $1 billion, you still ain't wearing Gucci's. You wearing, Payless shoes. That's how you develop and keep those habits. And Jeff Bezos got so much money that he young enough. He was 40-something years old, 50. He young enough, just bullshit every day spending and still not become broke. But once a habit becomes enforced, it becomes a lifestyle. So they ain't spending no money. You think 71-year-old Martha Ford is gonna be different from 90-something Martha Ford? Hell no. They're not gonna spend no money, and then they're not gonna give up control. They're not giving up control. True. Yeah, this the comment right here. Yeah, you ain't lying. I used to love Big. I used to love some of the cheaper pops. My mom, she bought name brand for the most part. My grandparents or my father, fuck that. My mom's mom would give me whatever I fucking wanted. I used to always drink Arizona tea. I grew up in a bar. That was my favorite drink, Arizona tea. The tall can, lemon. Every time I go to the bar, lemon or raspberry. He said, I think some of why they don't go after expensive guys is they're still paying. That's a speeding ticket, bro. They ain't got shit to do with it. Shout out to Run Pride Nation. Check his channel out. That's a speed. That ain't nothing to them. You talking about Martha Firestone Ford is the richest woman in Akron. Go look it up. She got more money than LeBron. Martha Ford, she's 70 years old. She can kick the can tomorrow for all we know. You know, no pun intended. What the fuck you being? They don't want to put winners out there, especially when you got Raiden from Mortal Kombat, Rod Wood, speaking for you and talking about decisions to make on the team. Get out of here. I'm not gonna get excited. If it was Robert Salah, if it was Jesus, God itself to run the organization, as long as the four is at top, I'm not gonna get excited. I'm not gonna get to it. Brad Holmes was picked because he can be controlled. He can be told what to do. Simply, in his number one job, while being Pinocchio, being a puppet, is his draft. If he drafted the right way, he'd be okay. You know, you talking about a team who didn't want to. They don't have the mindset of Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick look at it as, I'm going to trade you so I can get something for you. Bill Belichick, it ain't personal. Or Rob Gronkowski want to go team up with Tom and try to tear my legacy down. Fuck it. Give me a fourth or a fifth, whatever it was for Rob Gronkowski. You know? But, you know, Bill Belichick, I know I ain't about to pay Richard Seymour. Let's trade him. You know, oh, David Givens, you want this? Here. Deion Branch, you want? Oh, go get paid by Seattle. We can replace you. Antoine Smith, we can replace you. Corey Dillon, you got your ring, we can replace you. You know, Randy Moss, you better fly straight here. Oh, we're going to replace you. Bill Belichick got a hustler's mindset. Martha got a slave owner's mindset. Sheila probably got a slave owner's mindset. I know what that is. Oh, Barry, you're not going to run the football for nobody but us. Mr. Ford. Oh, Calvin, you're not about to catch touchdowns for nobody else. Instead of being real with themselves, oh, you know what? We can't put winners on the field. Let's get a haul for Barry. If you can get 2 number 1 picks, whatever it was for Roy Williams, the receiver, imagine what Barry Sanders was worth in 97, 98. Come on, imagine what you got for Calvin Johnson. You probably could have got 5 years worth of number 1s. You know, imagine what you got for Ndamukong Suh. Imagine what you could have got to trade deadline, at least something. But Kenny got this team is run by owners with a slave master mentality. A lot of people are not going to like that, but it's true. We're going to play Matthew. We're going to pay Matthew, but we're not going to trade Sue. We're not going to trade Calvin. You know, we're not going to trade Barry. You know, it's either our way or the highway. And if they don't want to franchise tag you, it's the highway. You know, and a lot of owners have that, you know, George Steinberg was a complete racist. Go listen to what Ken Griffey had to say about him on the Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson Showtime basketball. Real talk. Just go look at that new Mortal Kombat Looney. Go look at that new Mortal Kombat trailer. That shit dope. Come out on HBO Max, I think April or May. Firestone Family's Evil, Deep Dark. Man, not surprised. Not surprised at all. Dwayne say, I think giving Matthew Stafford all the money was a front to make fasting that we were going to do something, but they rode the same front for 10 years. Nothing changed. And we're the same. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then, you know, I think they gave a little free will to Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia to spend the money on Coleman and Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins and etc., you know, and it didn't work. They'll give you a little rope. And if you prove that you can take that rope and go to the next step, I think they give you more rope. The fours are like, you know, have you ever seen Snowfall when old boy, I ain't finished watching all the seasons yet, but you remember when old boy fronted or gave Franklin some dope on consignment and he had to flip it to prove himself? That's like the fours, you know what I'm saying? Like he might go in there and be like, oh, Martha, man, we got to spend this much in free agency and we got to do this, Martha. And she's like, okay, I'll front you this on because this is what you can spend. And then we'll see where you go from. That's kind of where the four is at. You know, and you have to be able to draft. And that's the number one key. If you can identify talent, you can survive here. You know, if you can say, you know what, it's just common sense moves. It's common sense, like basically with an Aaron Donald and Sue and Nick Fairley. They declined Nick Fairley 5th-year option. That's a fact. They wasn't gonna pay Sue, and they didn't want to trade him. That's a fact. You know, why not draft Aaron Donald? You know, if he come out and draft a tight end in the first five years, if he here that long, 3 years, in the first round, it's a wrap. That's how you can tell you're a good coordinator, a good GM. It's just like, okay, look at the football team. Okay, if I can't draft a quarterback because Martha Sheila won't let me, okay, let's go to the next available best player. That's what it's about, because you gotta have draft rules. You know what I'm saying? And your draft rules gotta be like, you know what? We don't take a tight end in the first round unless we don't take a running back in the first 10 rounds of the first round unless, you know what I'm saying? We don't take a linebacker at this point. We believe in taking linebackers at this point, like Seattle. They didn't believe in drafting corners in the first round because they can find corners, Brandon Browder, Richard Sherman, Trey Flowers. They can find these guys at certain points and develop them. They have a system in Seattle. A system. When you are a GM, you got to have a system. Okay. In the first round, we don't believe in taking running backs. Okay. Unless it's an exception to the rule and he Todd Gurley. Okay. You know, we don't believe in taking tackles, right tackles, or in linemen in the first 10 picks. It's just simple. It's just like they just hire the stupidest people. We don't know if they dumb them down, or we don't know if they whatever. Renardo, Buffalo. I don't care if Buffalo win, but I'm going with Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna get a little bit disrespectful to my boy Renardo. I'm getting disrespectful. I'm going with Lamar, bro. Yeah, I'm going with Lamar. Where they play tomorrow or Sunday. I don't make no difference. I like Stephon Diggs. You know, we should have drafted Ed Oliver. You know what I'm saying? Who else they got over there? Micah Hyde. He was with Green Bay at one point. Cole Beasley, Houston Tech. No, he was with Dallas. John Brown bounced around. Where he's at? Not Pittsburgh. He was in Baltimore. For me, he was in a few places, man. So, you know, they got Kenny Stills. So you got a reason to go to Baltimore. Kenny Stills supported Kaepernick and, you know, called out Stephen Ross for being a Trump supporter and then try to play both sides. So, I mean, long story short, I'm not mad at Dan Campbell pick. I'm not saying SOL. I'm just simply going to take a waiting approach to see who his staff is, how they perform. And, you know, I'm not mad. You know, like I said before, you ain't got to be a great offensive coordinator to be a good coach. I've been saying, Quinn might have been forced to keep Stafford. I've been saying that. You know, but then again, what he did outside of Stafford was just pathetic. We wasted draft picks on fullbacks in 18, and the fullback position is mostly dead. Stafford needed to move on his own sake. We need a mobile quarterback. Jackson going home Saturday night. No, he ain't. Lamar, Ashton Jackson gonna do his thing. I ain't played in snow before. I'm like, oh, I ain't looking too good. Mitchell, what's up, my brother? He from Long Beach. Shout out to Long Beach, LBC, Snoop Dogg, 213. Rest in peace to Nate Dogg. I used to love them. Warren G. You don't see. I just love that little sound. But I've been supporting Lions fans since they drafted Rodney Peete. Whole lot of you ain't lying. Rodney Peete, Andre Ware. And we thought Andre Ware was going to be good because he ran that run and shoot offense in Houston, I think it was. And that's what the Lions was running for the most part. The Lions had a prolific offense. They just didn't have a quarterback, to be honest. They had some Benny Blades. They had some people over the years, man. Then we acquired Britt Perriman. Down the road, they got Johnny Morton. Yeah, the Lions been wasting career. I mean, we had a Herman Moore poster in my mom's ex-husband's basement, and we used to see how tall he was. The only reason they gave Stafford a lot of money was to keep him and make a lot of money out of him. Yep, Lions fans don't come regardless, but I think they just prefer this to. It probably was like a front. David, salute, my brother. What's going on? The Lions need to learn. It's all stars up front. But I mean, to be honest, I think the offensive line is solid. You know, I think if you bring in Hightower healthy at right guard, you draft the right tackle. You can find a good right tackle any point. You can find him in the undrafted pool. I mean, to be honest, Adrian Waddle was a good tackle for us. He just couldn't stay healthy. He was undrafted out of Texas Tech. So I think the line is, when we look at the defensive line, to be honest, I don't think it's all bad because let's say you don't bring back Romeo Cora, okay? Which they probably franchise him if they can. Excuse me. Let's say they don't. All right, you say we throw out Trey Flowers out there, John Panisi, whoever else, and let's say Julian Okora come in and be adequate, you know. So we look at our draft next year. We say, you know what? Maybe at number 7, we take that interior lineman from Bama. I think instantly the line becomes better. And then maybe you say you take a run plugger or, you know, down the line. I mean, the defensive line can be fixed easily because you got talent. So if you bring him back, you bring Panensi back, they back up another starting defensive tackle, depending on what they run next year, unit. I mean, you got depth. You know what I'm saying? You bring in another young edge rusher that you like middle, late in the draft, early. You know, Then you got Junior Core, Trey Flowers that can rotate in with them. So a defensive line ain't that hard to really find, because guess what? They already got a layer of backups. Panisi, Hand, Julian Core. Let's say you bring Romeo back. Really, for them, it's all about finding an interior lineman, finding you somebody that can rush. And that's why I like the dude that 49ers took. What's his name? Out of Ken Law out of South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You get a guy that can pretty much do everything. So that's just what I'm looking at. I don't think the D-line is as critical as people make it seem, because think about it. You can find some good deep interior linemen late. Depends on what you're looking to do. If you're looking to, say to get to run stopping defensive linemen and we worried about a pass rusher later, then you just going to have to really, call more blitzes. He said, just because we neighbors, I want the Browns to win he said I want the Browns and I want the Browns to lose. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I always made it. They won the Super Bowl, I'm done. I heard if Campbell comes here, the OC might be Anthony Lynn because they were together. I like Anthony Lynn. I'm not mad at that. I like that Dan Quinn pick because it gives you the feel of a John Harbaugh, a Mike Vrabel, Brian Flores. None of those guys were OCs or DCs, I don't think. And Brian Flores was a former football player that was injured and didn't get a shot out of Boston College. If the Browns win, it's going to be more embarrassing. You ain't lying. And, basically it might shed more light on Stafford. He said, I feel it's more important for first-time head coach to get coordinators that's former. I mean, yeah, of course. But I don't think so. I think it could. I don't really think so because, he played in the National Football League for how fucking long? He been around Sean Payton. He know what a head coach is. He know what a head coach is pretty much made of. I don't really worry about players coming in. Former players coming in and being head coach. I don't have no issue. Steve Nash came in. Who else was it? Mark Jackson got a job without being like when you've been in the league for 5, 10, 15 years. I don't think you need head coaching experience. You already know, what it is. Like Peyton Manning, I think Peyton Manning can, flash his. He don't have to show his. If Peyton Manning said I want to come in and be the Lions OC, I don't think nobody would question his credentials. Same thing if Tom Brady. If Tom Brady came in and said it's time for Harbaugh to go 3 years into his contract, if he retired this year and said it's time for Harbaugh to go, I coach Michigan, they will pay Harbaugh his 5 years up front. So I don't really worry about that. And guess what? Guys like Dan Campbell, who was lower, middle of the line players, they make the best coaches. Easily. Think about it. Scott Brooks, Rudy Tomovich. Remember, he got in the 70s when they played hardcore basketball. He got his melon split. Go look up Rudy Tomovich get his nose busted, get punched. So I don't want to say sorry players, but I think lesser players make the best coach. Look at Michael Jordan. He can't coach, or he can't. It's evident he couldn't coach his sons, or he can't do player personnel. But look at what's the old boy that's the GM for the Lakers? Not Mitch Kupchak. He doing a good job down there in Charlotte, but Rob Pelinka played with Michigan. Look at Rob Pelinka. Great at acquiring talent. Them sorry players, man, they make the best coaches. Yeah, let's get to Stafford. Here we go. It's a comment that I like. What's up, that boy? But that's what they saying. I don't believe nothing to come out of Denver, bro. To be honest. They're saying they be lying, dude. They can have Stafford. They can take his wife, his mammy, his granny, his twins, his other kid. I'm tired. But Denver, it's a lot of false reports that come out of Denver, so they desperate for a quarterback, and they better worry about Von Miller because he in trouble. Brent, salute my brother. He said you put any quarterback that Patricia Toppy job, and that's what we had this year. They don't win, including Rodgers, and they win. They win because Rodgers, let's just say this year, okay. What they went 5-11, whatever it was. Stafford, they could be in the playoffs this year. If Stafford don't throw that pick versus Chicago the first game, and they just punt the ball and play field position with one of the best punters in the league, they win a Chicago game. So that's 6 wins, right? You say you come down the pipe, let's say, okay, we won Arizona. What's the first Minnesota game? That was very winnable. You know what I'm saying? He threw 2 picks in the red zone. Let's say they scored 2 touchdowns, lost 34-20, maybe 34-34. So right there, they give you 7 wins, right? And you would have swept Chicago. So the Lions would have been in the playoffs. And then you look at the Indianapolis Colts game. He threw a pick six. He threw another pick. And he fumbled the ball, I believe. So that's 3 games they could have won right there. 3. And I'm pretty sure some other games, the Minnesota game, I don't say the bad calls, he threw a pick. That's 4. It's games, and I ain't even talking about the New Orleans game or other games that they should have won or could have won. You know, and it's just the truth. Stafford lost about 3 or 4 of them games. Another one, he missed Marvin Jones on the crossing route. That game would have been totally different. So people acting like the Lions, you know, didn't have opportunities to win. They had a ton of them. The defense won the second Chicago game. To be honest, they should have won the first Chicago game. You know, we just being honest. Stafford has lost games. Mahomes and Rodgers don't routinely miss those throws. They don't turn over the ball in the red zone. We just being honest. And at the end of the day, like Marco may say, maybe Stafford ain't the quarterback that he used. And then, you know, it's another asterisk you could put there. What if Galladay played the whole year? If Galladay played the whole year, I think they make the playoffs. Tell me I'm lying. If you put Galladay in there, they make the playoffs. You take Galladay out for the whole year, they don't beat Arizona. They don't beat Atlanta. Remember the catch he made from Atlanta? So, to be honest, the defense was playoff worthy. It might sound stupid, but remember they added a playoff team to each division. They could have made it this year. If you put Galladay in there this year, it's no doubt in my mind that Stafford probably throw for 35 touchdowns. He probably don't get knocked out of 3 games. They beat Minnesota twice. Easily. You know, being honest. We can't, like, Stafford went out there with an aging Marvin Jones. You know, kind of that old lawnmower your granddaddy had. You have to prime it up, keep putting it, priming up. And once Marvin Jones started to get going, they became dangerous. I mean, you could have made a suggestion that they should have traded that 5th or 6th round pick, whatever they did for Everson Griffin, and they should have traded it for Golden Tate back. You put Golden Tate back in there, they might make the playoffs. I mean, they just didn't have. They didn't draft a guy that can. The last 2 years, you probably didn't want to pay Galladay. You see what Stephon Diggs got paid, Michael Thomas got paid, Julio got paid, DeAndre Hopkins got paid, and it's just being a great GM or just being the head of an organization. You have to be like, you know what? Look at what Diggs got. Look at what they play Julio. If you don't know what they play Julio, they pay Julio like $67 million, and he got $63-65 million up front. So are we going to pay Kenny Galladay, who's been playing on a discount for every year he played except for this year? Are we going to pay him $20-25 million a year? No. So let's prepare to either trade him or let's prepare his understudy. Amendola, who else you got? Marvin Jones. Let's say maybe instead of attacking DeAndre Hopkins or a couple years ago, maybe you say, let's trade up and get a Jefferson. Let's get Ayuka or let's draft, somebody of lesser. Now you're in a position where you got to need that quarterback. You got to need that receiver. You got to need that defensive line. You got to need that linebacker. Instead of saying, you know what? I don't think Tavai going to work out. You know what? I don't want to pay Galladay. So that's what the New England Patriots do so good. They prep their replacements, And with Galladay, they should have prepped their replacement. Easily. If Galladay play this year, it's over with. They win 10 games. I'm not saying they win a division. The Minnesota games, 7 wins right there. That Chicago game, 8 wins right there. You know what I'm saying? Indianapolis Colts game might be a 9th win. Or maybe they find a way to lose them. But with Galladay, it changes everything. It really do. Now, TJ Hawkinson don't get the coverage that he get. Now, Swift will come out the backfield. And guess what? You're losing losing Galladay without a replacement. Seriously. So now what did you do? Did you go get AJ Green 5 years after the Lions fans asked you to get him? Do you trade for Julio Jones? Now you put yourself in a money bond. Do we take a chance on Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffries? Do we bring Golden Tate? It's just when you don't prep, players to take over. That's what Seattle do so well. They prep players to take over. That's the issue. Honestly, we don't prep the players to take. We know we're not gonna pay him. I mean, I bring this example up earlier today and all the time. Look at it. We knew that we declined Nick Fairley's 5th-year option. We knew that we wasn't gonna pay him Ndamukong Suh. So why not draft Aaron Donald? Crazy. So I mean, it is what it is. He says he's being dubbed frequently signing. I mean, it's over with. They don't have the money to sign him no way. Calvin Johnson was dinged up. A lot of that got to do with the quarterback not putting the ball in the right place. Give me a minute. Sorry. He said, I watched Rodgers take a bad Packers team and make them win, just like Brady took them and turned the Bucs into a championship contender. Stafford wouldn't do. I mean, at the end of the day, that's true. Say the same thing about Lamar Jackson. That team, Joe Flacco and them, was not playoff contenders, and you plug him in. So, I mean, the Lions wasn't going to be perfect. Stafford wasn't going to lift the team up. So, you need to find your Aaron Rodgers. He says you don't draft receivers in the first round. That's a lie, because Ayoku did pretty good for the 49ers. Justin Jefferson blew the doors off. Julio blew the doors off. Who you got? There's another guy that went up high. Calvin Johnson is another guy that went up high. Roy Williams went in the first round. Charles Rogers would have been really good, you know what I'm saying? But, obviously the whole being close to – it's a lot of great receivers that went in the first round. Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry. So you have your guys you take in the first round. You got some good, later round picks. Kenny Galladay, Michael Thomas, you know what I'm saying? But then you got guys like a Ken Bugger. Where has he been at, So, I mean, Michael Floyd was another one. He didn't really pan out. Golden Tate was a so depends on the receiver that you take. Because Odell there, you got to take him. Calvin there, you got to take him. Julio there, you got to take him. Keyshawn Johnson there, I think he might have been one of the few or the only receivers to go number 1 overall. You got to take him. Playmaker there, Michael Irvin, you got to take him. Jerry Rice went later. If you had Jerry Rice and you had the number 1 overall pick, you knew what you knew today, you take him. Troy Brown, I think he went in the first round, another unbelievable receiver. I mean, sheesh, you can keep naming them. CD Lamb, you think they regret taking CD Lamb? Hell no. Amari Cooper, hell no. Win the first round too. I mean, if you had to do it over again, you would take Devontae Adams first with your first round pick. I'm just going through teams. Stephon Diggs won the 5th round. Really good receiver. Probably product of coming out of Maryland, not really having a good passing game. Just think of some other guys. You think the Eagles take a first round receiver right now? Hell yeah. Then you got Seattle, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They didn't take those guys in the first round. So you got examples, but if it's all said and over again, if Tyreek Hill kept his hands to himself, he probably go in the first round. So I mean, if you Calvin Johnson there and you pass him up, Julio there, you pass him up, Cooper, you pass him up, Devontae Smith, you pass him up, Jamar Chase, you pass him up. I don't think you pass those guys up. Healthy Waddle, you pass him up. No, you don't. You don't pass up talent. That's how you miss out on talent. Higgins, I mean, what has Higgins done this year? To be honest, what has he done? That's what I'm saying. I don't watch the Browns. Baker Mayfield can't even get them dudes the ball. There's a team stand today. We are the deepest mess. Keep Stafford another round. Yeah, I agree with that. Devontae Smith, no, he's going to be gone. Number 2, I believe. Watch. Report Stafford going to Denver. I doubt it. I don't see it. How does Campbell fit the vision? I think he fit the vision of the Lions. Just energy. You know what I'm saying? Happiness. A player's coach. Demanding. Somebody. I think he like Mike Vrabel. That's kind of what the comparison would be. Mike Vrabel. I don't think he's going to have a big impact on tight ends as far as how they get the ball. He said TJ Bassett, hey, I like that freshman at Notre Dame that's a tight end. Yeah, Randy Moss would have been a top 5 pick if it wasn't for his background. I mean, Mark Mayhew's philosophy was not to take cornerbacks early on. I mean, everybody got their philosophies. But sometimes it's exceptions to the rule. Lamar Jackson was in the 6th grade when Stafford was drafted, and it has played off win before him. Lamar fits what the quarterback is today. Athletic, fast, can get the ball downfield. With Stafford, he was a quarterback yesterday. I'm gonna tell you this. When I was a kid, I ain't never said this on live on none of my channels. When I was a kid, I thought every quarterback was Troy Aikman inside of the helmet. I thought because every quarterback when I was coming as a kid was pretty much white. You had Randall Cunningham and Warren Moon for a minute, But I thought every white quarterback looked like Troy Aikman. And remember, that was back when they made video games. All the players looked the same. So I just think every quarterback was Troy Aikman inside of their helmet. That was funny as hell. Dan Campbell has a run first for eyes with aggressive defense. I personally love it. That style will wear you. Yeah, I think he's an energy guy. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I deserve it. I just think as a kid we all had crazy thoughts, but I thought every white quarterback was Troy Aikman under their helmet. Dude, I swear to God, I used to think that as a kid. When I was a kid, you gotta remember the Cowboys was dominant, dude. They was fucking dominant. Like at that point, everybody was rooting for the Cowboys. They was America's team. I remember my mom turning on the Super Bowl. I can't remember which one it was, and we was rooting for the Cowboys. My mom, she worked at Pontiac Silverdome. We was Lions fans, but shit, the Cowboys was that deal. Like some of y'all might not, some of y'all wasn't born doing, but in the 90s, the Cowboys was a big deal, and they trying to live off that reputation today. But everybody was Cowboy fans, like in the 90s. Even the majority of Lions fans, when they wasn't rooting for the Lions, the real talk, real shit, though. We was all Lion fans, man. He said, "Oh, shout out to the black." I don't know how to pronounce that last, but I always know him by his dog. He was a little mean. Yeah, come on my property, man. I got the rights. You got to remain bit. Anything you say will be bit. I'm gonna have to get one of your dogs one day for real. I got to get that. I thought every quarterback, hey, real talk, you a little bit older than me. Yeah, Joe Montana was another problem. Joe Montana, man. Yeah, he was that. They was that dominant, dog. Real talk, man. The Lions won't be able to sign both Okoro and Galladay. Who should they gonna sign Okoro? Galladay done, bro. They talking about he going to the Giants. Shout out to Jim Animal, John Q. I'd rather have Jim Mora over Campbell. Playoffs. Talking about the playoffs. Lucas, he would be interesting. The possible Campbell hire doesn't feel like Brad Holmes. No, it don't. It might be. Maybe they don't hire. We all jump into conclusions. Shit, maybe they hire somebody else. Oh, we don't know. Do you think the new GM can nab some personnel from the Rams? It'd be interesting if he'd be able to, keep his own people, or he'd be able to fire those guys in the Rams. So I'm not sure. If he do, you probably gonna see, the offensive coordinator come over. I definitely could see that happening. He said the 2020. I don't even know who the quarterbacks. You gotta enlighten me. Those 90s Denver team close win. So you ain't lying, dog. You talking about you talking about the 80s? You talking about when they had that's the 80s was sweeter. The new ones like the ones in the 90s is like what they wore. They wear now, but the powder blue and orange. Hell yeah, and they be talking about Aaron Rodgers, but John Elway was a better quarterback, bro. I ain't gonna bullshit. John Elway can throw and run. Go look at the drive. John Elway is probably my favorite quarterback of all time. John Elway in this league, he probably throwing for 7,000 every year. Shit, Marino probably throw for 10 bands. I wish I can get another team in Michigan like Flint. Shit, they probably win before the Lions. He say Lions interview all these coaches just to tell the GM who to. Pretty much. He said Stafford not going anywhere. I heard rumors that when he dies, hey, give me a minute. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Give me 1 minute. My bad. We going out of town for a minute tomorrow. She talking about leaving Miles here by himself. He'll be alright. We feed him. Like, I gotta ask somebody to watch my dog. He don't tear shit up though. But you want to leave him at home and not feed him shit. I'll be back Sunday though. Man, I'm trying to get a job as an intern. Please. They ain't trying. They think they know everything. Don't forget Holmes has to report to Wood, Rod Wood, dumb non-football. He went to the University of Michigan. That's crazy. I looked that up a couple weeks ago. Give me a minute. I'm taking time out of my The Wire / Grand Theft Auto time. I ain't never beat Grand Theft Auto. Don't laugh. Had that game on PlayStation and everything. But he says that the linebacker room can get tougher quick. Shit. Y'all boy gone. What's his name? Jared Davis for sure gone. But you can always find good linebackers late in the middle of the draft. I'm not really worried about that. Especially middle linebackers. They look at all the name me a middle linebacker that went high. You know what I'm saying? Devin Smith had to be the last one I could think of. Where did Navarro Bowman and Patrick Peterson go? Bobby Wagner, Fred Warner. Zach Cunningham, he doing good in Houston. I do think the Lions want to win right now with Stafford, and they want to avoid a rebuild. Well, that's how you get in trouble. Avoiding rebuilds. I wish the Pistons had the line, and Lions had ownership like the Red Wings. Don't we all? They're just our linebackers, Barry Span, trash can so damn slow. Not made for you ain't lying. That's what Patricia wanted. Thick linebackers. Like, this ain't 1982. So I think our future is screwed once Stafford is gone. They're not about to trade no picks. I'll tell you that right now. Team not bad. If you plug Aaron Rodgers in right now and you had a healthy Kenny Galladay, they'd be a playoff team. They'd be a playoff team if Galladay played. Telling y'all, a lot of games they should have won this year. Oh, he should trade back and get more picks. Nah. At 7, you take the best available talent. Now, if you got, guys that I'm all about when you that high, take them. Who really tries to be? Who don't? I ain't never beat it, dog. I seen people that beat this. They need to make it into a movie. I'll go see that. I heard that safety from the Rams is connected to Holmes Johnson. Maybe they ain't got no money. He said Davis is trash and Davis just looked the part. I think he meant Tavai. Draft a quarterback at 7. Let Stafford play out the year and trade him. Move forward with the cheap young quarterback. Yeah, depends who's gonna be there. Zach Wilson, he got some issues about him being a rich spoiled brat. Justin Fields probably be gone. Really, you looking at probably Trey Lance. That's probably. Or you can always ante up for next year. I think old boy from Florida gonna be pretty good next year. Emory Jones. If he do good at Florida next year, I won't mind taking him. He had to sit behind sorry ass Trey. He better than Trash. I'm telling y'all. If they were to cut Shelton and Williams, they would save $6 million. Well, Shelton was on a 1-year deal, bro. Who was Williams? Shelton was on a 1-year deal. So trading Stafford would be a $19 million cap hit before June. Maybe they just split ways. Tavai looked like the fat James Harden. He trash. Trey Lance doesn't dance. What that mean? Dace any competition. I doubt he will be good in the NFL. Carson Wentz didn't play nobody. I don't think he a bad quarterback at all. Who else you had? Joe Flacco. He came from a smaller school. Doug Williams won a Super Bowl from Grambling. So I don't think that shit mattered. Who else? Throw another quarterback out there. I can't even think. But see, there's a lot of quarterbacks, they ain't come from a great school. That's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So that shit don't worry me about the competition that he faced. Carson Wentz came from there. I think he a damn good quarterback. I want them to draft quarterback. No, I'm straight on that motherfucker. Nope, no Ellinger. Maybe, I don't know. C. McNair was another one. Thank you. Lions should draft Trey Lance in the second. He ain't gonna be there in the second round, so your comment is worth not moving on. That boy gonna be gone. If at worst he gonna drop down there where Justin Love dropped. Yeah, Derek Carr, he came from Fresno. Yeah, I know that's what you meant. Drafting quarterbacks in the third round is pretty much destined to fail. I don't know. Was Russell a third round pick? What could we get for Stafford? Bubblegum. Carson Wentz played there and he got benched this season. I don't think Carson Wentz got benched. He got benched simply because the team wasn't good. They lost every offensive. No, I ain't trying to make no excuses for them, but they lost every O-lineman, right? They had no receivers. Rieger went down. Alshon Jeffrey never got healthy. Deshaun Jackson went down. To be honest, you can't ignore that he was having an MVP-like year when he tore his leg up. He can play. They just didn't have nothing in Philadelphia, and I think the media too tough in Philadelphia. Carson Wentz could play football. It's just staying healthy. He ain't got. I guarantee you put Carson Wentz with the Lions this year, they make the playoffs. Because one, you don't have to deal with the Philadelphia media. I guarantee you plug. People ain't gonna like this. You plug Carson Wentz into this Lions team this year, they're gonna make the playoffs. He way better. Carson Wentz way better than Stafford. Kyle Pitts at number 7. Oh, get out of here. I like Kyle Pitts out of Florida. He take him, dude. I'm done. People who hate Jared Davis, he's not the right scheme. They should trade him to Steelers one. I'm glad we got a black G. My GM is black. Hopefully my head coach is too. Sam Good, man, get out of here. You and Elliger go fornicate somewhere else. He all right. Campbell is the opposite of Patricia. I agree. Lewis as the D man. Lewis ain't demoting himself. He was a defense coach at Arizona State because Herm Edwards is guy. He ain't doing that. I think we can at least get another top 20 first round for Stafford. No, hell no. Stafford ain't worth the food stamp. And that death row, I heard you get treated like boot camp. You better listen to your sergeant's direction or get your ass pumped with the Smithfield. I know y'all know what that is. I'm getting a little bit. My man from Long Beach know what it is, but y'all don't know what that is. Never draft a quarterback. Christian Hackenberg, I mean, you can't say, because in 2017, this guy got drafted in the second round. Kaepernick was drafted in the second round. So was Andy Dalton. So was Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, because Jalen Hurts was drafted in the second round just this last year. So you can't say, you can't draft one in the second. Get the hell out of there. If you like a quarterback, go get him. Go get him. Go get your quarterback. Go get your quarterback. Go get your quarterback. That's the Lions probably do. We can't do this and we can't do that. Hold on. Russell Wilson was taken in the third round. Come on now. I like Carson Wentz. Eagle. Yeah, they just didn't have no, enough. They need to draft for damn trenches if they're going to dodge a quarter. I mean, yeah, it's got to be right tackle because they got a complete offensive line. It got to be a tackle because they need a right tackle. They got everything. I mean, you could draft a tackle, a defense. It depends who's going to be there. Depends. I mean, people forget we need a kick returner too because Jamal Agnew ain't nothing. I agree, Carson. Yeah, Carson Wentz way better. Especially not Stafford starting to get knocked out of games. It ain't even no competition. Andrew Luck, I argue with Luke G about that shit. Like Andrew Luck took the Indianapolis coach without a great defense, a great offensive line, a great running game. He tried to argue me up and down about Stafford. I'm like, okay, you got it. But Andrew Luck was a better quarterback than Stafford. I don't care what stats say. He took that team that was like 1-15, 2-14 to the AFC Championship game. Has Stafford ever been to the AFC Championship game? Nope. The Lions can get rid of. They need to just get hell the free. They ain't going free. Yeah, you ain't lying. They got to draft a quarterback, but it won't happen. how would our kicker situation be in the future? I mean, you better find a kicker now. Sign the Predator for a couple more years and get his understudy. You got to keep him on the practice squad, but anybody can pick him off the practice squad. But yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, let's keep going. Would the Colts be willing to trade for Stafford with Rivers leaving? Depends. They have to release Stafford. They ain't gonna take that cap hit. I mean, I think they're better off. Probably better off with Jameis. To be honest, they're probably better off with Jimmy Garoppolo can be available. I think he can cut. Shit, Dak might hit the market. Daniel Jones might be on the market. So I mean, Cam might be on the market. So I heard Cam might get a big contract. You can get a quarterback at 7. It's really all about how the staff develop. Yep, true. Like I've been on here longer than an hour, dude. Hold on. Here we go. He said there's a lot of teams that are in the playoffs or sniffing the playoffs that would happen. Yeah, take his ass. Shit, take his ass. Shit, they can come get him right now. Sit that motherfucker on the porch. Talking about. Stafford ain't getting traded. And yeah, you know, true. We just gonna lose again. And that's another reason why nobody want to coach the Lions, man, because no cap space, no receivers coming back, 5 draft picks, and you stuck with Stafford. I like how Bruce Arians had a love affair with Stafford. Then why the fuck you ain't try to get Stafford before you got Brady? Killing me. I love Stafford. Love the way, I go out there pregame and watch him throw the ball. Shit, if I love Stafford so much, come get this motherfucker. Come get him right now. He on the porch. He in the driveway. Come get him. Because I know that he a loser in Detroit. If he goes somewhere else to win, y'all can have a Verlander orgasm over that. Y'all can bust Verlander, he won in Houston. I just love Verlander. It's like the Lions, it's like the Tigers won. Get out of here. Get Verlander peanuts out your mouth, sir. I love Verlander. It's just like the Tigers won. Yeah, this different media just out here lying. I just seen something about Kirk Cousins coming. Shit, that's what they want. Kirk Cousins sorry than Stafford. Kirk Cousins been sorry. Remember when didn't like Russell Wilson throw a Hail Mary and they beat Michigan State? I could never stand Kirk Cousins. Michigan don't never take a Michigan State quarterback. They all sorry. Jeff Smoker, Lewerke, shit. Mike Valenti sorry as hell too. Come get this motherfucker too. Shoot. I don't want nothing from me. I don't even want nothing from Tom Izzo then touched. Tom Izzo sorry as hell too. He gonna mess up his mining career if he come there. Do you think it comes down to coach, make the team great, or does it come down to both? Both. Take Bill Belichick away from New England and give it to Matt Patricia. Do they win Super Bowls? Absolutely not. Hold on, my bad. I'm keep clicking off for you. He said Barry Smith said one of the master team is Quinn Trisha messed up in the worst way. No cap, no nothing. Oh, you got a good offensive line. And I really think that the defensive line just 2 players away, maybe 1. So it ain't all bad. Will the Lions be able to save any cap by cutting Chase Daniels? Yeah, he got an out in his contract. Yep. He got an out. All these contracts, I mean, a lot of these guys, they can cut and get cap on. I'm not really concerned about that right now. The Zam in say if we get Wade Phillips, at least we know we have a top 20 defense. Yeah, I like Wade. Oh, that's they gonna keep Sam Darnold. Nah, would you get? Oh, I like Darnold though now, but no, you got Stafford. I mean, I want mine. You have to give up that pick because they don't want Stafford at all. I mean, I think they gonna draft Sam Darnold some help. Don't be surprised if Devontae Smith don't go second. They're gonna draft him some help. They lost so many players in New York over the years. Jets. So many players. I think he stays. Any other questions? I'll wait. I love this fast charging Samsung charger. Charge your phone fast. They got Lawrence coming. They ain't got no Lawrence going to the Jaguars. Please, they ain't got no Lawrence coming in. Lawrence going to the Jags. Justin Fields ain't going number one. Y'all just what's old boy name? Urban Myers wasn't there when they brought Justin Fields in. Get out of here. For real. So Jags gonna be good. Watch Urban turn them around. Y'all, you're gonna be having Jag jersey on. It's funny how the Lions fans say Stafford is so good, but how come nobody tries to even trade? I'm telling you, yeah, we love Stafford, but never trade for him. Come on, man. Stupid computer. Hold on, I'm messing my pick. I have Swift at number one. Carry on. Should no court running back come back not named Swift. I wonder Urban. He gonna do good, guaranteed. They might not win a Super Bowl. He gonna do good. Forrest won't allow Stafford to be traded. Please, ain't nobody called about Stafford. He might be right though. Mr. Telephone. Justin Fields may slip out of the top 5, man. You know, he got the complexion for the non-selection. Because Zach Wilson ain't better than him. But you already know how that go. Ain't nobody trading for Kerryon Johnson. That's like saying somebody want Dr. Dre's wife. Negative. Swift about to be the beast next year. Let's see. Heard people going, no, he not. He said that's cap. Cap. Tim Tebow said it's cap. They need to draft me. Shoot. At what? Cornerback, get back. Wide receiver. What you play for? Yeah, I thought about it. Walmart needs, so I gotta give me a Cobra Kai shirt. I heard they might give Miyagi Do a spinoff. You're the best around. You're the best, Daniel. You're the best around. You're great, Daniel. You ain't never seen the Karate Kid. Not y'all version of Karate Kid, the 80s. You think they'll be able to draft? Yeah, I like Harris. I like the Ohio State running back too, Sermon. I don't know. Harris might go in the second. Might go late first. Who knows? Any other questions? The champ is here. Free safety. Okay. Possibly, maybe. Depending on his injury. Yeah, free safety. Brian Caldwell said the Lions over there were maybe. I ain't heard about Caldwell interviewing for nowhere else but Houston. He might get the Houston job. Maybe. Any more questions? Guess not. All right, y'all guys. Appreciate it. Don't forget you can find me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those links in the description. Appreciate it, Elijah. Appreciate it. All right. Heard the Celtics might trade for him, please. That'll be the worst decision ever. Are we not better off trying? They ain't got the money, bro. Unless they cut some people. So. Cliff is a sparking Lions. Give him 20. Man, he might not make it. Little ass. Would you bring back Terrell Austin? Yeah. Marvin Lewis did him dirty. Though. Go read up on that. Saints play tomorrow. They gonna win for sure. Are you going to draft? Yeah, I'm doing it again this year. God willing. Or whoever, higher being living. Do you think this head coach will work? I don't know. We got to see. I like Dan Campbell, though. But I appreciate y'all. Let me get out of here, man. Hold on. What about Doug Peterson? And no. I don't like Doug Peterson at all. So, hey, it is what it is. Appreciate y'all, man. I don't like Doug at all. Peace. Hold on. I'll stay around. We got a couple more questions. Let's see. Stafford's probably out. He could be handing Lombardi. He's from the Saints too. I mean, yeah, I don't see him coming back, but I could see that happening. But I think the requirement of the job is to keep Stafford. I'm telling you, I guarantee you. Yeah, later. Peace. I'm tired. I gotta be on the road all day tomorrow. So, peace.
Iverson and Mobley again now. Mobley has fired up over Campbell. Mobley fumbling deep. This is a five of Iverson to the middle. Little fader with the key now. And there's Iverson. I think he got caught midair. Iverson up and in.
Tenemos ningún contrato con Top Rank, no vamos.
Hey, what's up? This is Foxtel from Black Girl Stocks, and I love using Webull because they're mobile.
Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, people.
Oh, I thought I ended the broadcast. We still live? Oh, geez.